Hello again, everyone. Age of June here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. Mid Soraka. That is fairly descriptive there. Alright, so I decided to go ahead and cast this game for Mr. Scarra here because news came out yesterday. Yep, yesterday. That no longer will Scarra be the mid lane player for Team Dignitas. And, that makes me sad. And just because of that, I wanted to go ahead and make a video of him. Just, it's a goodbye thing. It's a very, very sad day for me. He's been one of my favorite players for a long time. Not, my only favorite, but he's definitely one of my favorites. And the fact that he's leaving, it definitely makes me sad. He's gonna continue. He's technically still part of the team. He's gonna be the coach for Team Dignitas. He stepped down from mid position. Golden Glue is coming in, and he will now be Dignitas's coach. So, hopefully it'll be good for Dignitas, but, Scar is the main reason I was rooting for Dignitas to begin with. So, I don't know. I'm going to find it a lot harder to continue to support them as I did before, just because, I was always cheering for Scar. Not that the rest of them are bad or anything. It's just, they're not Scarra. So we've got a bit of an invade coming in here. I will still, luckily, continue to support Odd One and TSM. TSM has multiple players that I really enjoy. So that's a good thing. They're definitely on my hardcore I support you list. And hopefully Odd One never leaves. I know it's going to happen eventually, and when it does, it will be very, very sad. But until then, I'm going to continue just massively enjoying them. As a side note, they did actually go ahead and not really steal anything. I think they were going down there to check for the Shaco boxes, so they can go ahead and pop them, because had they popped the boxes, it would really hurt Shaco's early jungle. Also, they might have been able to do a decent amount of damage to them had they caught him. But he was not there. He decided to start blue, so when they saw that, they went ahead, went over to their own red, and they're just making it so that Shaco can't go ahead and steal it, which honestly I think is a good idea. Shaco, it's pretty much the main thing for Shaco. He goes off and just counter jungles and counter jungles. So, if you can manage to go ahead and make it so that he can't really counter jungle you, you're going to have a much better time. Mega Zero and Blem here going at it, and it looks like Mega Zero is coming out of this one ahead. He does manage to go ahead and take down the Wukong. Wukong was actually waiting in the bush. We'll go ahead and watch that whole thing. A little bit further back here. There we go. Wukong was waiting in the bush. He knew, he was guessing anyway, that the Jax was going to come up this way because of the fact, he saw them do the invade earlier. So he just decided to wait in here and then used that ability there on him. What is that? His Q? It is his Q. Yes, I was right. Alright, he used that on him when he came into the bush, started doing some damage, and there is the stun from Jax. That right there is where this really turned around. There came out the ignites from both of them, but Wukong does not have the damage. So that ended up being first blood there for Mega Zero. And interestingly, Shaco is actually counter jungling at the blue here. Pantheon's getting there right now, and he's actually in the bush going in on the Shaco. Already chunked him down, and I think he got the blue there. No, he didn't. Shaco managed to get the blue, but Odd One is continuing to chase him here. Out comes the box. The ignite comes out from Annie, and that is enough for Odd One to go ahead and secure that kill. So that is a refreshed double buff there for the just kidding. Ha! Right. Shaco didn't go to his red. So that is not a refreshed double buff. And that means that Shaco actually does get the XP from both blue buffs, and he's going to get the XP from the red buff. So that actually does set him a little while ahead. But on the plus side, Annie did get that assist there, so she's going to have a much better time already once she's able to get down or go back and go ahead and buy things. But either way, Pantheon's happy because he's not going to have to jungle without blue buff. Jungling without blue buff sucks, and nobody really wants that. So he's going to go ahead, just go through his jungle and continue on as needed. It sucks when the enemy, steals your buffs like that, and it is definitely going to hurt him, but it's not the end of the world by any means. And we already see mid Soraka here doing a lot of harass to Scarra. It's one of the really good things about Soraka. She has that silence, she's got a lot of harass damage, and she's got really good sustain. So it makes it very difficult to lane against her. I know I've done it before, and it sucked. Also, late game, she's got really good heals and everything. I'm not sure why people hate her. I guess, for some reason they just think she's a bit underpowered. Maybe she is, but she sure doesn't feel it when you're in the middle of fighting her. There we go. I'm gonna miss a couple CS there, Scarra, but that's not too big of a deal. He's actually taken quite a bit of harass there from the Soraka, but that's not really all that surprising. And there we go. Draven and Andy doing quite a bit of damage, actually, to Ezreal and Morgana. Mostly to the Ezreal. Nice Dark Binding. Lands onto Draven there. He only takes a couple shots there of the tainted soil, tormented soil, though, because she puts it down there so late. And Andy's just going off and continuing with the harassment there. Wukong actually has Jax surprisingly low, considering. Let's see, he's got Doran's Blade, and Jax actually has 2 of them. In comes the Shaco, going in on Mega Zero, gonna go ahead and get that gank down. Out comes the box, and it manages to fear him, but it didn't matter. He jumped to it. He's still gonna go down there. I cannot see him getting out of this. He's trying his best, and no, he gets Flash Q, or Flash E. I think that's what it is. Yep. Flash E'd there by the Wukong, and Wukong is able to go ahead and finish him off. That does mean his Flash is down, though. So if Odd One, who's currently counter jungling, decides to go for it, he actually would be able to gank a whole lot better because of the fact that that Flash is down. He's, of course, going to have at least some trouble, just because it's Wukong. Wukong can go ahead and use his clone there and get the heck out. But it's still going to be a whole lot better than Wukong with a clone and a Flash, So, oh, nice Dark Binding again. This Morgana's really good with her Dark Bindings, but Draven just says, it's okay, I'm going to go for you. And he did just that, did quite a bit of damage to her. Not quite able to finish her off, but he does force her to go back. And now he's doing a bit of damage there to the Ezreal. Morgana says, well, I guess I better stick around. And we finally see the Shaco coming up to go ahead and assist Ezreal. And Morgana's here as well. And he's hanging out in this bush here. Probably going to get hit by an Ezreal Q. Oh, no, she's going to get warded. And that does mean that Shaco's not going to be able to sneak in too well here. Did Scarra force Soraka back? Or did Soraka just decide to go back? I'm not sure. But alright, while it's a bit of a slow time here, let's go ahead and take a look at oh, never mind, just kidding. Shaco's going in. Nice flash stun there from Annie. And Shaco's doing his best to go in on the Draven. Draven's actually doing a lot of damage. Now the Shaco's forced to run. Nice heal there from Raka. And the flash Q, or the flash attack there from Draven, is going to be enough to finish him off. So he thought he was going to be fine, but that flash, nope, no escape for you. And now Ezreal is still sitting back, and he's going to have to be very cautious because it's still 2 of them versus 1 of him. He can do a lot of damage, but there's 2 of them. They're going to go back, though, so he's going to be fine. So in the meantime, we're going to take a look at the people here. We've got Jax, played by Mega Zero top, versus Wukong, played by Blem. Mid lane, yes, we've got, we've got Soraka, played by Mid Soraka, versus Scarra, playing Orianna. As the ADCs, we've got Quantum Physics. Really? Physics? Nice. These versus Virus. Ezreal versus Draven. Supports, we've got Morgana, played by Pseudonaut, versus Annie, played by Dragon Raider. I like that name. I like dragons. And then finally, for the junglers, we've got Hakutaiken? Hakutaiken? I don't know. Playing Shaco, and he's going to be versus the Odd One, of course. Yay, the Odd One. As you know, one of my favorite people. Scarra is as well, but he's not going to be a pro anymore. Dang it. Yeah, that was actually one of 2 bad news things that came out yesterday, and I was kind of sad. The other bad news thing is that the Oculus Rift actually got bought by Facebook, and that definitely has me sad. I don't really trust Facebook all that much. I loved the idea of the Oculus Rift, and it still may be good. I mean, Facebook has bought other companies before and let them go ahead and stay pretty much autonomous. So hopefully they will actually do the same with this. Nice Dark Binding again. Only going to do a little bit of damage though because the Tormented Soil does not come down. But yeah, they've done that before, and hopefully this will be another case that they do the exact same. But I don't know. I don't know that I trust them to go ahead and do so, but we'll see what happens. I mean, until it happens, we really can't do much about it. Obviously, though, a lot of people are unhappy about it. And there's been a massive amount of outcry about it. I mean, Notch, the creator of Minecraft, said that up until that news came out, he and... decent amount of harass there. he and the Oculus Rift people were actually working together. Massive engagement here. We'll continue that thought in a moment. And who's going to win it? It looks like it's going to be Wukong. Wow. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. Jax tried to flash out at the last second. It was a little too late, though. Yeah, he said he was in the process of working with the Oculus Rift people to go ahead and make a version of Minecraft for the Oculus Rift, which would be awesome. But as soon as that Facebook stuff came out, he said, no, this is not happening anymore. We're done. Oh, the Draven ultimate not going to hit Morgana. She went the right way, and that is not going to finish her off. It does force her back, however. So that means that the Ezreal is going to have to stick around here himself. And that tower is almost definitely going to take some damage. In comes the Pantheon. Going in on the Ezreal. Nice flash there. Out comes the stun, though. The barrier. And Odd One's doing what he can there. He's got him slowed thanks to red buff. And he does manage to go ahead and finish him off. And in the meantime, Annie's just going in on this tower. I think they're going to be able to get it. Yeah, they are. And they're probably going to go for Dragon right after, would be my guess. Because honestly, that's exactly the sort of thing Odd One would do. And yeah, that's what he's doing. He's going straight for that Dragon. That's exactly what any good jungler would do. As soon as you see that you forced not only the support back, but the ADC back, and the jungler, you know, he's around, but he's not, you know, he's not dead or anything. But yeah, as soon as you see that, though, you know it's a good thing, especially when you're the Odd One and you're so good at smiting. Oh, out comes the Dark Binding there, lands on the Odd One. Shaco's coming in, and they're actually forced back. In comes the Ezreal ulti, down goes Annie, and these guys are forced to run away. Now Shaco's going in on the Dragon, and he's actually taking it down pretty fast. And these guys are continuing to run here. Soraka's got a little out of position there. They did manage to get that Dragon. She is now ignited. I think she's going to live. She does indeed. So it was actually pretty close there. But they did manage to get the Annie, of course. They did not manage to get anybody else, though, on the red team. Which is great for the red team. Not so great for the blue team, though. Also not good for the red team is that, you know, they did actually get that Dragon. And now it looks like Soraka's going to be forced back by Scarra. As Scarra has done a decent amount of damage there. And Soraka's in a pretty bad position. She does actually have, you know, her heal. So once that comes up again, she's probably almost definitely going to cast it on herself. And there we go. Nope, not yet. There we go. Now there it is. And it's actually not healing for as much as I would expect, honestly. But, you know, she's still going to stick around. Ezreal doing quite a bit of damage there to Annie. And yet again, Soraka's getting low. Out comes the ult from Soraka. And that makes her pretty much negate that entire trade. In comes the Shaco going in on the Orianna. Nice flash there from Scarra. He's going to be able to get out of this. And we've actually got Wukong keeping this Jax under tower, which is kind of surprising given the fact that Jax did get the first blood. Although on the other hand, first blood that early doesn't do all that much. Nice stun there, keeping that Wukong under tower after he did one auto attack. Wukong's going in. Jax is doing what he can. Wukong goes down. Not a good idea to tower dive a Jax. Never a good idea to tower dive a Jax. On the other hand, he had just used his stun, but he was still able to survive, I think in large part because of his ulti there. In comes the Ezreal, not going to do anything, and Jax is going to be able to go ahead and shove this forward, get some CS, and hopefully catch up in this game, hopefully for him, that is. As he is actually behind by about 20 CS. Right, down in the mid lane, a little bit of harass going, you know, nothing too bad. They're both trying to harass each other as much as possible, but nothing really big's happening. In comes Pantheon, though. Nope, changes his mind. No gank there. And that goes ahead, puts his ultimate on a short cooldown there, but that's perfectly acceptable, you know? And it looks like Draven and Annie have actually shifted to mid to go ahead and shove this tower down. There's nobody here to assist Soraka, so I have a feeling they will be able to get this tower down pretty quickly. She's going to be able to, you know, clear the minions out at least decently. In comes Pantheon, though, and that means she's almost definitely dead. In comes the flash, Annie. Boom! Down goes Soraka instantly, thanks to that Pantheon ult. And now Morgana's forced to run away really quickly. She's gonna go down to Pantheon. And Shaco's almost dead as well. He's getting really low. Ezreal's here to back him up, so these guys are gonna be forced to run away. Out comes the Ezreal ult. He doesn't hit anything. And they're continuing to chase Draven and Pantheon, which I'm not sure is a good idea. Draven has a lot of damage, and he's got the lifesteal. So he's actually doing pretty well. On the other hand, I mean, Ezreal is strong, but just look at this damage right here. He's going to go ahead and clear out that thing before it gets to fear him. Now Wukong comes down. Out comes the Wukong ultimate, and he stuns. Down goes Wukong. Shaco's still there. Shaco's popping out right about now, and he's going to instantly die there to Jax. That is a double kill for Jax, and the blue buff goes to Scarra. Scarra has the blue buff. Should have known. Duh. Of course Scarra's going to have the blue buff. I actually didn't think he was in range. I didn't notice. So, I thought it was one of them who got it, but no. So they did get that tower and multiple kills there, which is great for them. Blue team, yeah, they definitely had a really, really bad time there. And we saw that Jax and Draven both immediately went top. That's going to give them... They were able to push this to the tower, so Jax is going to get a lot of damage on the tower. He might even be able to take it down. I don't think so. I don't think he has enough minions here yet. But he is actually doing quite a bit of damage to it, so it's going to go down pretty quickly after, on the next wave or a few waves in the future. I'm not sure which, though. There we go. He's going to continue. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, not going to finish off the tower, but he does take more than half of its health. Soraka's sitting here ready to gank. In goes the Jax onto Wukong. Wukong forced to go ahead and clone out of it. And now Jax is actually getting really low here. Soraka and Wukong. Oh, is Wukong gonna? No, Ignite does not finish the Wukong. I thought for a second that Wukong might actually have gone down there, which would have been really funny. Well, it would have been kind of sad too. But it would have been really funny just to see that happen. But it didn't happen. And Jax was not quite able to solo the two of them. Which honestly, given Soraka's Q there, not really too surprising. That Q just shreds armor. Oh man, out comes the Dark Binding. Soraka is here. Okay, let's just go back. My tongue went. And that was the end of that discussion. Alright, so there we go. Orianna's here. We see Annie coming up at the bottom. They don't. Yes, they do actually. Did they see that? They land the Dark Binding onto Orianna there. Soraka comes in with the silence. Annie instantly goes ahead, does what she can there to Morgana. The ultimate comes out from the Soraka, but they do still manage to burst down the Morgana. Soraka's trying to go ahead and take down the Orianna. Pantheon comes in. He's going to finish off the Soraka. Out comes the Draven ulti going in. Does at least a decent amount of damage there to Shaco. Shaco's going to go ahead and ult himself. And Draven's actually on his way up. They're trying to take down Pantheon. Yeah, they do manage to take him down. The clone confuses Draven there for just long enough. And it looks like they will actually be able to get out of that. So that was a 3 for 2. Alright, yeah. 3 for 2 in the benefit of the red team this time. So that one went actually better than expected for them. If they had a ward here, that Shaco would be dead right now. But they didn't, so he's not going to be dead. And, yeah. Nice. Alright, ping here onto blue buff. Probably Pantheon saying, hey, come on, Scarra, let's go get this. By Pantheon, of course, I mean the odd one, because he's the odd one. Now, Jax and Wukong duking it out again. Wukong's forced to go ahead and ulti there. Doesn't matter. Jax had flashed him, and, flashed him. No. He flashed to him and went ahead, finished him off there. He's going to be able to finish off this tower. That is all of the outer towers down now, and Jax is just going to continue pushing. He's obviously able to solo that Wukong now. Honestly, not really all that surprising, given the fact that he actually did manage to go ahead and get that double kill earlier. The double... Draven, really? She's got Draven wards. There are Dravens all over the map, including that one. Looks like they're going for Dragon again. Hopefully for them this time it'll go a little better than last time. In goes the Shaco. Oh! Lots of damage there coming from the Orianna. And fake Shaco's walking around. They're still doing a little bit of damage to the Dragon. They kind of changed their mind. Shaco's forced back, and the Odd One's continuing to chase him. And I have a feeling he's going to get him. Yes, he does manage to jump to the minion and land that Q, which is exactly what I expected from Odd One. He does do it. In the meantime, these guys are continuing to get the Dragon. They get it. And Jax is actually chasing Morgana down here. Charges up that... I think is that his Q? No. His W. Charges up the W. Does not get to use it right off the bat. In comes Pantheon, though. And they manage to go ahead and take down the Wukong. Thanks to the stun there from Pantheon. And Mega Zero is going to get out of this. And Odd One's doing a lot of damage there to the Morgana. She's forced to get back. Draven is now here. Scarra's on his way down, and they may end up getting this tower off of that. Ezreal's doing what he can to go ahead and clear it, but in they go onto the tower. They've got a couple minions here. Not a whole lot, but honestly, I think they'll probably just stick around and take the tower. Indeed, that's exactly what's going on. And down they go. Annie was actually soloing, or destroying the Morgana there. Morgana was really low as it was. So, we see that all going on. And Andy's just like, hello, and bam! Tibber stun, followed by, pretty much the rest of her burst rotation. And Morgana just instantly dies there. She was already so low, she really should have backed off way sooner. But that does mean that Tibbers is down for now, which is definitely good for the blue team, as that does take away a pretty big source of CC and, of course, damage. But Honestly, it's not that long of a cooldown. It'll be up pretty quickly. So, I think before the next team fight, it's going to be up. And that means that any benefit they gained off of it is going to be gone. Jax is coming up here now. Going in on the Shaco. Shaco's forced to deceive away. He's still trying to run away. Jax figures where he's going. And Shaco, unfortunately for him, actually walks onto a clone. Jax does not get to land a stun. He's still continuing to chase this Shaco, though. Now he's going to back off. He knows that he just saw everybody mid just disappear. And when everybody mid disappears, you don't want to continue going down. So, he wisely decides to back off there, come back up top to continue farming, and that's exactly what he's going to do. In goes the Pantheon, going to go ahead and ult onto the blue buff there. Soraka forced to flash out, and she is going to get out, but that means that this blue buff is actually going to go to the red team, probably to the odd one. Yes, it does indeed go to the odd one, and not to the blue team. In the meantime, it looks like Draven was actually soloing Wukong. Nice. There we go. He's walking around, standing a little bit there. Oh, Wukong goes in onto Orianna. She flashes over the wall. He flashes to follow. And Draven just says, no. You don't get to kill Scarra. Scarra is my friend. And he saved him. And now, the ulti from Soraka, not enough to save. She goes down. Ezreal got burst there by Annie. He's forced to flash out. He's still alright for now, but Jax is chasing him down. Does not land the stun. But Leap Strike should be up soon. It is. But the Ezreal does manage to go and survive. Oh, that stun from Pantheon. Down goes the Shaco. They were able to stun him under the tower, and they just destroyed him there. Now they're going to go ahead and try to get out of this, and they do actually manage to. Annie was just sitting around so that somebody would let her out. Which is kind of funny, because she had Tibbers, so she probably could have gone ahead and done that. But she decided not to, and they're continuing to push this. They're going to go for this tower as well. Out comes the Ezreal ulti, destroying at least some of the minions and doing a damage to quite a bit of the others. It does force the red team back. Oh, Wukong goes in, and Draven flashes over the wall, so Draven will actually escape this, and looks like the red team is gonna be fine here. Scarra went down bottom to go ahead and shove that back. Jax is up top to shove that back, and the red team's just the rest of the red team is seeming to converge here onto mid. Annie's taking quite a bit of damage there from the Ezreal. She's gonna go ahead and stun him, and she's gonna survive it. Actually, I don't think she stunned him. Oh, in goes Morgana. Nice dodge there. Morgana's still continuing to chase. And he's still trying to run away. And goes ahead and puts the ward down. Out comes the Pantheon ult. Gonna go in. Nice! Down. Oh, and he goes down, but he does manage to punish Morgana for it. Wukong is also there. He ends up going down to the Orianna and Pantheon combo. So that was definitely not worth it for the blue team. They managed to get the support of the red team. But that's exactly the last person you want as, support. And in the meantime, Jax is up here just continuing to shove this up, and he got another tower. So, 1 kill for 2 deaths and a tower, definitely not worth it. So, that went really well into the red team's favor. I liked the gank there of Pantheon, or the rescue, however you want to think about it. It was actually really nice, and it was able to go ahead and secure those kills there, and the follow-through of Scarra as well, making sure that, if Pantheon needed help, he was there. I like how I call the odd one Pantheon, and Scarra is just Scarra. I'm not sure why. I sometimes call him the odd one in this game. Alright, down goes that ward. Looks like Soraka, I guess. Probably her Sightstone, and she had 3 wards up already. She decided, we don't need that ward. Went ahead and got rid of it. Decent number of pink wards here from the red team. Soraka's going to find one, and okay, she's going to take it down. For a second there, I thought she was going to walk right by it. But these pink wards are still here. They don't know about them. One of them is at Dragon, which is a really good place to have pink ward. In goes a fight here between Wukong and Jax. Wukong's forced ulti, which is not good at all for him. And Jax is going in, lands the slow there, and down goes the Wukong. And Jax just says, hey, let's carry on. Gonna go in on the Morgana. Morgana's melting down really fast. He's gonna continue chasing her, misses her Dark Binding, and down she goes. That is a double kill there for Jax. And things are not looking good for the blue team. When Jax gets this, was that an ulti from Orianna? That was an ulti from Orianna. Oh, that's why. Because they saw that the surrender happens. It's like, why would you do that, Scar? Because surrender. So that is going to be the end of this game. Oh, Draven ulti coming back. Apparently he decided to go in on the Baron over here. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this game. Still really sad about the fact that Scarra is no longer Dignitas mid. But, I'll get over it. He'll still be playing and everything, so I'll still get to cast some of his games. That's going to be the end of the video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it, even if it did have some very, very bad news. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye. I got a little confused there. I had to start recording, and when I was over here, I kept hearing music. I was like, what the heck is that music? It's Ezreal. Bye, guys.